You're really rushing yourself just to suffer even more. And that's something I tell myself a lot cuz I wake up every day and I'm always just like anxious, wondering like what's next? What should I do? How should I fill up my day, especially if I have a free day? You know, if I'm not working that day, I don't have a planned thing that day, whether it be a hangout, whether it be like a project or whatever, and it's like this sense of like overcompensation or even like this like impending doom of you have to do this, you have to do this grand thing to like make do this grand thing to like quiet those thoughts that are constantly telling me that I'm not doing enough. And I'm rushing constantly, literally like chasing my own tail because there's no competition. There's no race. I'm creating this race myself. I wake up every day creating an unnecessary race and competition with myself just so I could suffer even more. And then I'm gonna sit in my suffering and wonder why I'm suffering. Why am I drained all the time? Why am I irritable? Why am I behind? Why am I this? Why am I that? And it's always why am I, woe is me. And mind you, all this is internalized. None of this is vocalized too on top of that. So it's like wanting to seek help and not seeking help. And it's just like problems on problems on problems and all boils down to overthinking, of course. But like creating unnecessary pressure on myself just so I could suffer. And nothing is done, mind you. The whole day is wasted on what could I be doing and what could I achieve? What ambitious big thing could I do? When really, the days that I spend doing little things or doing one thing at a time or focusing on one thing at a time and taking my time on things actually like without literally like considering any of those doubts in my mind and any of those thoughts and just doing like first thought comes to mind, do this task. It could be the most mundane and smallest task, and the days that I do those things, I feel so much more accomplished and enough because it's like it just feels good. It just feels really good. It feels like I did something and I'm one step closer to my dreams and like one step closer to where I need to be, you know? So I keep having to burp and I don't like that. Even though I'm talking to my phone, I just feel like I'm being rude. But yeah, so it's just I know there's a lot of people out there who could relate to this, but if you need to hear this, stop rushing yourself. Please, stop. Stop chasing after your own tail. Stop chasing after yourself. Stop chasing after a dream. Stop chasing after anything. Don't chase. That's the thing. You can attract what you want and you can attract all the opportunities that are meant for you so long as you're focused on your own inner well-being. Key on that. And working towards what you need to work on, but with mindfulness and taking your time on what you need to do without any external pressure and making sure that you discipline yourself too as well. Like don't be like willy-nilly all that, but also just free yourself from just the world, free yourself from anything and surrender to the time. Don't try to control the time, just surrender. That's like the biggest thing. Just to add, I feel like all this unnecessary pressure also comes from seeing other people's timelines. I feel like in this day and age, especially like from like young people now compared to young people back then, where like um back in the 80s and the 90s, where they didn't really have like social media, even the 70s or whatever, just that time period where they didn't have social media to see what their peers are doing, and it was a lot easier for them to be able to be hyper focused on themselves and what they need to be doing in their life. So it like of course they had their own pressure they were facing, but there wasn't this intense pressure of like meeting all these goals and like having a mansion or being a billionaire by this certain age or whatever. So I think seeing everyone else's timeline, all your peers achieving whatever they need to achieve at a certain time and moment in their life, we just naturally absorb that and try and compare ourselves to that, and it's just so unfair to do that because everyone is functioning on their own timeline, and I cannot stress that enough. You have your own timeline, so do I, and so does everyone else individually, because at the end of the day I feel like a lot of the times we just need to remember to not take things personally, and also means to not project your timeline onto other people and not allowing yourself to absorb other people's timeline as your own, because everyone is going at their own pace, rightfully so, and so are you, and you're not behind. Just because someone is achieving something at a certain time and you're not, who's to say that you haven't achieved anything, and who's to say that you're a failure? That's just so unfair to yourself, and it's so unfair to them as well, because it's like they can have the, like, everyone is entitled to their own success at whatever time that's meant for them, and so are you, and that's what we need to remember whenever we feel like we need to rush ourselves, because there is no rush. If someone is succeeding at something and at the same time I'm not, like, I'm not gonna think I'm a failure because of that. Like, honestly, I'm proud that they're, like, they're getting the success that they deserve. That doesn't mean that I don't deserve any success. My time will come, and that's what I always try to remember, and that's something that, like, I feel like everyone should try to just keep in mind, at least, because we all have our own timelines. We all should align ourselves with our own timelines, and that, honestly, keeping that in mind and trying to, like, condition yourself to remember that, it's always like trying to, literally a constant conditioning of that, because it's just breaking, like, patterns that you had to learn as a kid and stuff. But having to do that will relieve any unnecessary pressure that, like, we put on ourselves, that you're putting on yourself and stuff. Stop rushing yourself and stop chasing after nothing just to suffer even more. Literally surrender. You just need to surrender, okay? And I need to do that. I'm telling myself this. As I'm telling you this, I tell myself this right now, because I'm literally looking at myself saying this to me. From me to me, from me to you. We're mirrors. That's how it works. Good night.